What is going on, everybody? It is your boy SK with Purple and SKOL'd Media. I'm here with a special guest, our guy Donte from East Coast Gridiron. He's here to drop some knowledge for you guys on
Yes,
some
sir.
prospects in this draft. How you feeling, Donte? It's like Christmas Eve, right?
Hey, man, you already know. We talked about this a little bit before we started the show, man. Like, this is, to me, the season is just now getting started slowly but surely. This is one of those next step kind of things to see how all our teams are going to pan out. But, me being a college guy, you already know how I feel about this whole thing, too. So,
Yeah, and we're gonna touch a little bit on just the NFL in general as far as prospects overall. We thought we weren't in the market for one of these top quarterbacks. These past 48 to 72 hours, reports have been telling us different. So we're actually gonna dive into those top quarterbacks in this draft a little bit because we actually got a chance. We're making calls. So look, we already got Justin in here, purple and gold for days.
what is
Rich
up?
gang, Rich gang. It's Rich.
What is
gang.
that? What does that mean, by the way? I think I missed out.
Richardson. It's Richardson.
Oh, got
It's
you,
Rich
got you,
gang.
got you, got you.
It's clever. I like it. I don't want to get my hopes up though.
I got out the loop on that one. Usually I try to pop in on all y'all guys' shows, but I guess I missed out on that one.
So usually I'm cool and I keep up with the trends.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna talk a little NFL, but obviously we're gonna keep it Vikings based. So thank you everybody for tuning in. If you don't already, hit that subscribe button and hit that subscribe button for East Coast Gridiron as well. He drops some jewels on there, man. Those slides, Doug. I'm telling you, let the people know what you got going on your channel real quick.
Yeah, man. So right now, all around the draft, I actually got two shows back to back tonight. So what you were talking about was the slider series. So I've just been kind of breaking down some players that have either been talked about or some people that and I'm gonna continue it up until the season starts because I think it's worthwhile for us to still get to know the players until they actually start practicing and actually get into preseason, so people can still get a glimpse on who those guys are. But
Yeah.
so what the slider series is about, a way for people to come and feel like they don't have to know all the X's and O's of everything that happens, but come out with a feeling that they kind of feel like an NFL scout the next time that they look at players. I mean, outside of that, on tonight, I know I got this one. We're starting out with this one, so it's kind of like the icing on the cake of my day. So,
Right. We got a little afternoon delight for everybody on the West
yeah,
Coast.
I know you guys got some stuff going on. We got the XFL show at 7:30 my time, and then right after that, we got our college football show that we always have every Wednesday at 9 o'clock. So, yeah, it's gonna be an action packed day for me.
Yeah, make sure you guys subscribe. Like I said, really great content on not just Vikings players, but you're not a Vikings fan. You're a Jaguars fan, actually.
I'm a Jaguars fan. Yep.
You're just a football fan overall, though. So this guy, he goes into depth on these athletes. So make sure you go give him a subscribe.
It's one of those things where it's like, if I had to root for a team, the Jaguars and the Seahawks are the two teams I rooted for. Obviously, I'm wearing a Florida State hat, so Florida State's always been my team as well.
Vikings is a close third, right?
Hey, the Vikings have always pulled on my heartstrings every once in a while. I'm not even gonna lie, but
you feel for us a little bit, right?
I like. You know what? It's easy to root for you guys because you're your fans. And us, me meeting you and everybody else that's been in the Vikings community. You guys have been really, really cool. So,
all right, so you must have met the good side, because there is a bad side to Vikings fan base, and
it can't be as bad as the Eagles. The Eagles.
Yeah.
Eagles YouTubers are absolutely delusional and insane.
Yeah, no,
they're annoying.
That's an ultimate low. But we're gonna get down to things, guys. Obviously, we are about, Justin said it, 30 hours away from the actual draft, or actually less than 30 hours. I think we're about 26 hours or something like that.
And 25 hours away.
25 hours away from the draft, guys. So this could completely change what the future of the Minnesota Vikings look like. Or we may be doing the same old thing, trading out of the first round, which I'm not opposed to. So we're going to get a mock draft going in a little bit as well. But I'm going to ask you, Donte, you're the college guy. You're the scout. You look at all the prospects. Going into this draft, if you were Kwesi and KOC, what are you going after? Now, we're hearing quarterback right now. Obviously, we have a need at corner, defensive line, linebacker, wide receiver. So if you were Kwesi, what's your plan?
So there's a couple different ways that you can go. Obviously, you guys feel like you need to move on to the next best thing. honestly think that next year's draft is a lot better for quarterbacks. So that's not even my top concern. Knowing that you guys are like 30 or 31st in total defense,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
really, outside of Kirk Cousins, that's really where I would be honing in on. And I'm sure to appease Brian Flores and what his, you guys brought him in for a reason. And obviously he's going to have a little bug in Kwesi's ear as well. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you brought me here to do work. There's obviously a guy I really like. And to me, if he's there, I think a dream pick for you guys would be Brian Branch, just because of how versatile he is.
Mm-hmm.
And you can stick him at corner, you can stick him at outside linebacker, you can stick him in the
Wow.
box safety. He can be a long way safety. So I think that's like your dream pick because you have so many tools in the toolbox messing with him. I
Mm-hmm.
think outside of that, you guys are gonna probably be in prime position to get like somebody like Brian Bresee on your defensive line. I think that's
Yeah.
where he'll fall. And I say, at round 4 or 5, if you guys should be able to get like a DTR or Max Duggan if you guys want to address the quarterback position. But if you're moving up in the draft, this is what I ultimately think is going to happen. If Kwesi's like, okay, we want to move away from Kirk Cousins,
Yeah.
and the fans are saying, get us a quarterback. We really like Anthony Richardson. If he moves up to number 3 and selects him with the no trade clause, Kirk Cousins might request a trade because he might feel a little slighted and disrespected by that move,
Yeah.
which will
Yeah.
ultimately work out for you guys at the end of the day. And I did a lot of thinking about this, the last couple of days. Is like, what could be a dream scenario where you guys get what you want and he kind of, can get out of there because you're not going to be able to
Yeah.
say you're getting traded here. It's not how it works with the no trade clause.
Yeah, because I mean, at that point, it's your dead man walking. Essentially, this is your last season as the Minnesota Vikings quarterback. There is nothing after this. You're
I
going
agree.
somewhere else.
And
So
I'll defend Kirk all day, but I can ultimately say in my heart of hearts is yes, this is his last year to actually prove something. So,
oh, my bad. Camera went out again. You can hear me though, right?
yeah, I can hear you perfectly
Yeah,
fine.
it did this the other day. I'm giving Justin free promotion here. So go ahead and subscribe to Purple and Gold for days.
Yeah, go check my man Justin out, man.
Go check my man Justin out. But no, so all the reports of us calling teams and actually wanting to move up also paired with CJ Stroud kind of being slighted. I don't know if it's just that S2 test. I don't know what it is. But I'm getting to the point to where if there's a shot at CJ Stroud, you kind of got to take it, right?
I mean, he's definitely number 2 on my board. So, I mean, if he's there, yeah, you take him for sure. I mean, the S2 test, you know who else scored low on those type of tests too? Dan Marino.
Yeah.
And there's a couple other guys like that too. Donovan McNabb, I think, was one of them, and
because it was called the Wonderlick before, right?
Yeah. Well, Wonderlick is one of the tests. I don't know if they renamed it, but I think S2 is from what I know. I believe it's new, but hold on, I actually had to write it down because I was like, Terry Bradshaw, Dan Marino, and Donovan McNabb scored a 15 on their Wonderlick test.
Oh wow. Okay.
So 2 Hall of Famers and a dude that had a lot of success with the Eagles. So it's like
probably might be a Hall of Famer if he didn't have some off the field incidents, but
yeah.
But, shout out to Evil to Hope says I'd love Branch with the first pick. Yeah, see, here's the thing with and I'm right along with the fan base. I'm falling into it. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. The whole quarterback thing, and we're all hyping ourselves up for a quarterback. But the most Viking thing to do, and you're not a Vikings fan, so you may not completely understand this, but the most Viking thing to do would be to get your fan base so hyped up and riled up. We're going to trade up for a quarterback. We're going to get our guy of the future.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, but at the same time in the back of my head, we're going to trade out of the first round. We're going to gain some capital, which is not necessarily a bad thing in this case, because just like you said earlier, next year's draft is where the cream of the crop of these quarterbacks are. Now, I don't like the idea of going into next season just like, you're empty-handed. Kirk's going to be gone. You need to draft a quarterback. Are you going to be in a position to draft a quarterback, and are you going to have the capital to go up and draft a quarterback without completely sacrificing your future. So if you can trade back into the second round, get the second round pick back this year that you gave up for TJ Hawkinson, and then somehow gain a first round pick in next year's draft, I wouldn't be mad at that one bit. One bit. What do you think?
Yeah, I like that a lot because that's definitely. I'll always say this: the second round is where you really draft all of your long-term players. The first round is boom or bust. You're drafting, you're taking your shot on everybody that's scored good on the S2 test, did good at the combine, did good in their college career, and you're putting all that together and you're formulating something that's going to get not only your fan base excited, but your team excited for a need that you might have. So that's always like the first round. If you have 2 first round picks, then there should be. You have like a 50-50 chance now instead of like a 90% chance of failure. So the second round of the draft is really where your team gets built around. So if you can, and I think that's where the strongest set of players are that are not so boom and bust that they're going to be what they're going to be. For example, like I think Zach Charbonnet to me is one of the best running backs here.
Yeah, I love Charbonnet
at UCLA. So he'll probably be a second round pick, but I think Bijan versus him, who's going to have the longer career, who's going to have the less pressure? Zach Charbonnet is going to have the less pressure and probably the longer career, and probably one of those players that move up the roster, get that second term contract with the team, and end up being the number 1 guy here in 2 or 3 years. So
like Alexander Madison.
Exactly. Yeah, he could be the guy. So
yeah,
I like that. I get your second round pick back and get the guy that is going to fill a gap that you obviously are going to need. And I think the draft strategy for you guys, of course, would be defense for me, but also you need to pair somebody up with JJ. I don't think that's not a mystery anymore because KJ Osborne's not it. I know you had the other homie there. What was his name?
Rap.
No. At the wide receiver position.
Oh, Adam Thielen.
Well, Adam Thielen's gone. It was another young guy that had a couple good games this year for you guys. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to blank on his name.
Had a young guy that had good games for us outside of KJ Osborne.
Yeah.
You're talking about Naylor.
Naylor. Yeah, Jalen Naylor. So, but those
I
two.
don't want to take that shot. That's too deep of a shot.
Exactly. So you don't really have home run hitters with KJ and him. KJ, you were hoping was going to be that guy coming into this year. He was getting a lot of talk, and he was just okay. Good number 3 receiver somewhere. You're going to need a solid number 2 receiver, and in the second round of this draft, you're going to have Cedric Tillman, possibly Josh Downs. People like Tank Dell. Tank Dell will be there if you really like him. Rashee Rice.
One of my favorite. Tank Dell guy. I can't believe you brought him up.
Yeah, I'm just saying the guys that would realistically be there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But like Michael Wilson, who I think would be a perfect. Him and Josh Downs, I think, are like your 2 home run hitters. If Josh Downs is there and you can trade up and get him, you absolutely do that. And Justin Jefferson is going to have. It'll be great for Josh Downs' career, but if Michael Wilson is there, he's your best sure bet guy to go up and grab balls for his whole career.
So if those two if those two were there, and obviously we kind of explained the type of receiver that we're looking for and that we need over here. If it was between those two, Josh Downs and Michael Wilson sitting there in the second round, if we do trade back or somehow it comes down to that point, you're going Michael Wilson.
I watched more tape on Josh Downs, and I literally think he's better than Zay Flowers.
Ooh,
but if I had to say the 2 guys that I think they fit well with your team just in 2 different ways. But I think Michael Wilson is probably more of a fit because JJ is going to play in the slot a lot too. That's just where he naturally does a lot of his work at. You're going to bring Josh Downs, and he's going to replace that. So how much do you really trust that, and how much is that going to piss JJ off because he likes playing in 3 different areas on the field too.
Yeah. So speaking of that, kind of branching off of that right there, I look at a guy who I'm not very high on, a guy in Quentin Johnston. He fits the mold of what we're looking for, but I don't think he fits the mold of a guy that's going to translate to the NFL and be that dominant big receiver that, he's kind of expected to be. So what's your kind of take on Quentin Johnston, who's pretty high on most people's board and who's going right around the 20 to 30th pick?
Yeah. I mean, he's taking a tumble because people are starting to see what my group has been saying the whole time about him is like not a great route runner, body catcher. Those are like his two worst traits. Not the fastest breakaway speed down the field, but he's a big guy too. I think it's kind of a moot point when you really look at it with him because you have TJ Hawkinson, who's a big body guy anyways, and you can use just the same way that you'd use Quentin Johnston. So it's like you're just making yourself anemic with a weapon that you already have there. I mean, if you want a big body that's going to be able to high point the ball, that's one thing. But I think Michael Wilson does that and more for you, and he plays a lot bigger than he is. So
and you can get him in the following.
And you
round,
get him in the second round.
Do you think he'll fall to the third round possibly?
I don't know because he's been going up draft boards, but possibly that and I think that's where the second round is the most unpredictable round in this draft to me because I don't know because it really depends on the first round of what everybody's going to do.
Because there's always going to be one or two guys that are going to fall out of the first round and somebody's going to trade up and grab one of those guys at the beginning of the second round. It seems like it happens every single year. So
I think Michael Wilson's one of those reach players at the end of the first round. But then
really?
Also,
you think somebody will grab him in the first round?
It's weird, but I think so. I think somebody might reach and grab him just with the potential. But then also, if he falls to the beginning of the third round, I think that he fell too far. So he's really a true second round prospect to me. Like if he goes in the third round, somebody picks him up and be like, damn, why'd he drop that far? But I could see him swaying either way, and I wouldn't be like, I'd probably say, oh man, that was kind of a reach for a team. But if he goes to the right team, let's say you guys trade up at the end of the first round and then go grab him, I wouldn't say that that's a reach. I'd say that, wow, that was a perfect pick because he was going to go in the second round anyway. So you just literally effed up somebody's draft board pretty much.
Okay, so you said pretty much Brian Branch should be the kind of the dream pick. Perfect dream pick for the Minnesota Vikings. He could fall to 23. You wouldn't have to trade up. What would you do if you were the Vikings? Would it be to just sit at 23, kind of hope Brian Branch falls to you? Or would you actually entertain the idea of trading up for a quarterback? And how far would you trade up if you were to? Because I know you're not high. Outside of CJ Stroud and Bryce Young, you're not very high on Richardson and Levis. So
no, I'm not.
Even with the possible ceiling from Richardson, do you think Richardson has a high ceiling that he could possibly be that guy? Or you're just completely no, it's not gonna work. He's not gonna translate.
I don't think he's gonna translate because here's been my argument. I'll tell you, I did my last mock draft today, and I have Emmanuel Forbes going to you guys.
Yeah, I've seen that, and I didn't like.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Because me and you were going back and forth.
That's how this show came about.
So here's the thing, SK. To be completely honest with you, who's his NFL comparable, or former NFL, any player in the NFL? Who's been his comparable?
Richardson.
Yeah.
I think they said Cam Newton, right?
Yep. But what did Cam Newton do when he was in college? Won a championship.
Yeah.
At JUCO. Yeah. Won a championship at Auburn. Won the Heisman. And nobody made an excuse for his size because his on-the-field intangibles related directly over. Then he was one of the best rookies coming out that we ever saw. He, was won an MVP. So if you're comparing him to this dude and you're saying that he has even better tools than what Cam Newton has, but that's his comparable, why is he rated so high? I don't get it.
Well,
Cam Newton defeated all odds,
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, Cam Newton's always been a football guy too, and I think Anthony Richardson, reading up about him, he got into football late on in his life, so I kind of give him a pass. But then again, Anthony Richardson should have stayed one more year in college.
Yeah, but I mean, if you have the opportunity to go top 5, top 3 in the draft, and
I don't blame him. If it works out,
go get your money.
Hey, this is what I told Jaron Hall when I did the interview with him at the Senior Bowl. I thought that Zach Wilson should have stayed one more year. I think Anthony Richardson has got the Zach Wilson treatment right now because they saw the big arm, they saw the talent. Remember, you heard the same thing about Zach Wilson. You didn't hear about his height and everything, but you heard got a big arm. He's going to be good at the next level. People really love him. Combine hit.
I like Zach Wilson.
A lot of people did. But what happened? He ended up translating not being that great of a quarterback. But I looked at what he
too though. We gotta give him the benefit of the doubt. It was the Jets.
Yeah, that's true. But he didn't really play anybody in college for people to be like, "Oh my goodness, he's great." Because Grayson McCall put up a better game than him when they played each other when they played Coastal Carolina. So it was like,
Coastal's undefeated year, right?
I don't think Coastal ever went undefeated. I think they always had one loss.
They were close. They were close.
I think they were still undefeated by the time they played BYU.
They lost at the end of the year.
This is what I told Jaron Hall when he took over. I said, it's funny that people talk about Zach so much, but you literally came in and had a better season than what Zach had in his last year, and you played 5 Pac-12 schools, which he never played that level of competition. So I asked him, I said, how do you think that molded you to be the quarterback you are today? I'm a big Jaron Hall fan. I just think he's really old, but
how old is he?
He's 24, I believe.
So almost
because he took a mission and all kinds of stuff at BYU.
Right.
So
BYU born.
But yeah, that's the thing with Anthony Richardson is like, I would have been high on Zach Wilson if he would have did as well as he would have did as Jaron did his last year. I would have been more high on Anthony Richardson if he would have came in and took a leap this year, staying in college, than he did just coming out right now. So I don't know.
So with you saying that, so what makes the Richardson idea seem like a good idea to me, because obviously he's not ready. He's not ready to start. He's not ready to take over for a franchise next year. But we're in a position where we have Kirk for one more year. So you look at our situation to where Richardson can sit behind a guy like Kirk. Hopefully, you said earlier, Kirk could go out there and request a trade, and if we trade up for a quarterback, which
I believe he will. If you go to number 3 and trade with the Cardinals and you guys pick Anthony Richardson, wouldn't you be mad?
Yeah, I would be mad. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And Kirk's just seems like the dude that's going to be like, all right, for you guys to go and do this instead of just beefing up the defense, which was really a bad spot, I felt a little slighted. I'm requesting a trade. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. I think Kirk's too nice to do that, though.
You know who would come swipe him? The 49ers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I actually saw 49ers are interested in Lamar Jackson. What the hell? They I guess they called and actually explored trade for Lamar Jackson, but
I don't think KOC would allow that to happen for you guys though, because he's a Kirk guy. But
yeah,
if it happened, expect Kirk Cousins in about a week to be like, I felt a little slighted. That's why I requested a trade.
So what you're saying is our offseason ain't over after the draft if we go up and grab a quarterback.
You guys would be the team that everybody's going to be looking at for the next 2 or 3 weeks until Kirk goes somewhere. I'm telling you, it's going to be Vikings news for the next 3 weeks.
Viking 49ers, but I don't see any other team that would go out and get Kirk. I think 49ers would be the team. The Jets got Aaron Rodgers. If they didn't have Aaron Rodgers, I could see them possibly making a play at Kirk. If the Texans don't take a quarterback, maybe the Texans.
Who's the NFC's best quarterback right now, in your opinion?
Probably Jalen Hurts. I can't take that.
And who can compete with Jalen Hurts right now, or will he just be the top guy until you guys?
Well, in my personal opinion, I think Kirk is the second best quarterback in the NFC.
But it's a big gap, right, between him and Jalen. I think it's a huge gap.
So for me personally, look, I'm not taking anything away from Jalen Hurts whatsoever. I just need to see one more season of it.
I agree. I'm a Jalen Hurts guy. I'm a Jalen Hurts guy all day, and I said that contract should have came next year, not right now.
He should have, but I can't blame them for it though, because it's actually a really great contract for the Eagles, and I hate it so much.
He's not getting his money until like a year and a half later.
Oh my God, I hate it so much.
But I knew Jalen was going to do that type of stuff. But okay, so rephrasing the question, taking Jalen Hurts or Kirk Cousins right now, they're 1 and 2 to you, but it's a huge gap. If somebody said these two dudes are in free agency right now, who you picking up? You're gonna go
Oh, you're
Jalen
going
Hurts all
Jalen.
day.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
so that's kind of my point. In the AFC, who are the top dogs? Patrick
Oh
Mahomes,
man,
Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence,
Aaron Rodgers now.
Aaron Rodgers now. You got Trevor Lawrence that's kind of in the mix with some people. So it's like a five-way division as far as who's the top dog. So NFC teams right now are thinking about who's going to be the next best dancing partner for us to compete with the AFC, because they're going to win championship on top of championship, because those five guys are all excellent in some regard, right?
Yep.
So who's the best guy for you guys to take that's going to make that splash? Well, Bryce Young is going to help out going to the Panthers. And then the other exciting guy is Anthony Richardson.
I look, if we pull off something where we move up to number 2, I'm kind of if you would ask me this a week ago, I would be completely opposite. I'm kind of leaning CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
I just think the translation, because CJ Stroud is going to bring the same type. Okay, the accuracy, the pocket presence, just his game, like a gamer, playing gamer. I think it translates easier into this offense than bringing Anthony Richardson in. And now I'm not against the whole scheme change, but if you bring in Anthony Richardson, your offense is going to change. It's not going to be the same type of offense that we're used to with Kirk running the offense. It's going to be not necessarily a pure Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson offense, but you're going to be seeing a lot of those design quarterback runs that not necessarily are a bad thing, but it changes up the defense and it takes targets away from Justin Jefferson, from TJ Hawkinson, and if you still have your superstar running back there, so, or if you have another wide receiver. So I think CJ Stroud actually translates a lot quicker. Obviously, he's ready already. Probably a lower ceiling, but I think the translation into our offense would be a lot more smoother. And I think he's going to be a really successful quarterback at the next level, depending on where he goes. And
I'm glad that you said that, because CJ Stroud and Anthony Richardson, if you think about it, are in opposite situations. I think everybody knows that CJ Stroud can be good, but now there's a what if of like, well, the offense that he ran with Ryan Day wasn't really all that great until we saw him against Georgia and all the S2 scores and everything. So like his buzz potential is rising. You flip it to Anthony Richardson, we know that he could be a bust because he's very vanilla, but people are willing to take a chance on his skill set. So why I would say Anthony Richardson over CJ Stroud is just because of that. If you guys take a chance on Anthony Richardson and he turns out to be everything you want him to be, then he's the only quarterback besides Bryce Young in the NFC that can compete with the other 3 or 4 guys that we mentioned in the AFC and make this whole AFC NFC rivalry exciting again. It would it's like the Force, man. When you talk about Star Wars, like there would be a balance in the Force if he ends up turning out pretty good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna make that into a t-shirt. The new Anakin is Anthony Richardson, man. He can bring balance to the Force.
He can. He really can. I mean, if we go up there and get him, I hope he does. But okay, so say we do trade up to 2. Something crazy happens. We give up a bunch of draft capital. Obviously, we're going up there to grab a quarterback. CJ Stroud, Anthony Richardson. Obviously, you're not going to take Levis there. Who you taking if you're the Vikings? CJ Stroud or Anthony Richardson? You taking the ceiling? Or you taking, okay, I kind of know what I got here. He's going to be a really good quarterback. But are you going to take the shot at Anthony Richardson at number 2?
Nah, I'm going CJ Stroud.
Got to go CJ at 2, right?
My logical brain says go CJ regardless of everything, because like he had said, like, I don't take tests. I play football. You know what I'm saying? What did my production say on the field? Which I have a love-hate relationship with that answer, by the way. But then again, I know what he's capable of versus what I've seen from Anthony Richardson, and in this game, I'm not willing to bet all my chips on the table for a guy that's a what if versus a guy that I know has performed and ran an offense successfully and has been one of the better, quarterbacks in college that we've seen, regardless of what offense he ran. I think you go in that direction. But the problem that I have around his answer when he said that is like CJ, you got to take everything serious as if you were
Yeah.
playing football on your last down too. So
Mm-hmm.
I kind of hate that answer for that aspect. But I
Hate
get
it
what
and
you.
love it. Kind
Yeah,
of.
I hate it and love it. Yeah, it's really a love-hate relationship depending on the day that I wake up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so. But yeah, CJ Stroud all day, every day. That's not even a question in my brain. And you'll have a couple guys in your room that'll disagree with you, but I think 70% of the room would say CJ.
You can't be upset at that. If either way, to be honest with you, if you're sitting at 2, if you take CJ Stroud, you're extremely happy, but he's ready to go now. That if you take CJ Stroud, it's not sitting behind Kirk for a year. It's all right, Kirk. We're gonna try and ship you somewhere. So it's that speeds up that process a whole lot quicker if you take CJ Stroud. If you take
Yep.
Richardson, then you're kind of playing the long game here, to where I think you're looking at next year and saying to yourself, kind of like what we just talked about, Kirk Cousins, is probably number 2, number 3 best quarterback in the NFC. Some people like Dak more. Some people like Jared Goff more. I kind of put them on the same level, and I'll use my bias to kind of make the deciding factor. I'm going to go with Kirk at number 2 there.
I agree.
And Kwesi's looking at it here like, look, if Kirk stays here, he doesn't request a trade, we still got a team that can compete for the NFC here if we fix this defense like we need to. We got our quarterback of the future in Anthony Richardson, who's going to sit for a year, learn from KOC, learn from Kirk, and then we're going to pick this thing back up next year, but we're still competitive in 2023, and we can still take a shot at this because JJ said it many times. I'm just trying to win. I don't – obviously, he's going to get paid. He's going to get his money. But, if I get 2-3 catches a game and we're winning, I'm not going to sit here and complain. We're winning. So we got to keep winning is what I'm looking at. So I think that would be the ideal situation unless you already got something set up to ship Kirk off. Because if you don't have a plan to ship Kirk away, taking CJ Stroud, I'm not going to say it's going to be a mistake, but it wouldn't make sense to me. Why are you going to have CJ Stroud sit for another year? He's ready to go now. So it's tough, man. It's tough.
This is where it'll get interesting for me. And I don't think it's going to happen because I have reputable sources saying that Panthers are taking Bryce Young. But it could be a change of heart on draft day. Yeah. And everything could turn on its head. If CJ goes to the Panthers, how many people are going to be trading up to number 2 with the Texans to grab Bryce Young?
Oh man, that's why you might want to grab that second overall pick before the draft starts, right?
Here's where I'll take back my whole theory on you guys. If you guys trade up to number 2 and grab Bryce Young, I do not blame you.
Oh, of course not.
I don't.
Of course not.
I don't. I think Bryce Young was one of those dudes that smacked me in the mouth this year. Not the fact that I thought he was bad, but the fact that I thought CJ Stroud was going to come in and have a higher ceiling than him, and he smacked me in the mouth by playing teams as hard as he played, not having a 1,000-yard receiver, not having a 1,000-yard running back, and utilizing everything he had through adversity. And I thought that he had the best quarterback performance this year by far, bar none. It's the best quarterback in this draft. Probably going to be the best quarterback in the next 2 drafts. I think he's that good. Either draft he goes in, I think he gets chosen number 1. But with that being said, if you guys were to choose him, we did a instead of doing a mock draft yesterday, we did a tier list. And there was 3 guys that was in our tier list for being generational. Brian Branch was unanimous for us.
Wow. Okay.
Jalen Carter and Bryce Young were the 3 generational guys that we would put in that category. Wow. Okay. So if you guys trade up to him to get him, that would really piss Kirk off.
Oh man,
because he would be scared. I'm telling you, he would be scared.
Well, that's the thing. He's never had any type of push or heat on his seat in that quarterback room before. He's always had a guy that's just kind of a Kirk jerker. He's gonna guide you along, help you in the film room. He's a great practice quarterback, Mr. Sean Mannion. So Kirk's never had that before, but I want to see that. That's the thing. Are we going to get the best out of Kirk? So I'm looking at it. Okay, we go out there, we get a quarterback at the top. They say we go out there and get Anthony Richardson.
Yep.
that still puts that heat on Kirk. We can tell Kirk Cousins all we want. Hey, this is your team, Kirk, yada, 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 yada. Everybody knows once the 2023 season is over, Kirk is gone, if not at the trade deadline, depending on how the first half of the season goes. So you got to look at it like, if you got your guy of the future, Kirk is gone. Kirk is gone.
Absolutely.
If you don't take Anthony Richardson.
Absolutely.
Well, if you're looking as far as the quarterbacks go. So, but no, I like CJ Stroud, especially at number 2. But Bryce Young, that would be just an ultimate dream scenario. Ultimate. And the thing with Bryce Young that impressed me the most this year is his toughness. He hung in the pocket. He took a lot of big hits this year. The
Tennessee and Texas game and the Mississippi State game were the 3 games that you need to. If you guys have not watched Bryce Young, just go watch those 3 games. It's not the most exciting through the air game, but the way he improvised, the way he kept his team in all those games, and especially like you were saying, the toughness of him makes you even question, does his size really matter? Because if I said last night, I was like, not to be insensitive, but if Tua was playing on that team last year, he would be retiring by the time he played Mississippi State. Like, he'd be retired right now.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Bryce Young is a far better prospect than Tua, in my opinion. Just overall, whether it's health-wise, whether it's play-wise, I just think he's far and beyond the better prospect than Tua was coming out, in my opinion. So
let's not get it twisted. When Tua was healthy,
no, he was.
I will always defend Tua with this. He was the most efficient quarterback that we've ever seen in the history of college football when slinging the rock. Now, how much of that had to do with not a lot of people knowing what to do with a left-handed quarterback, because there's not a ton of them.
Very true.
But then again, he had did what he had did with those guys, and then also you got to look at the team that he had with all those receivers that he played with year after year after year too. So
exactly.
That's it's hard to evaluate. But when I look at the numbers say Tua was good from when I seen him play. When I seen him play and were able to rally those teams too, he was great. But Bryce is just like 2 notches ahead of all of that for me. And have you watched any interviews with Bryce Young lately?
I haven't actually. I feel like he hasn't done too many interviews lately. Is it just me?
No, he's done a couple, and he's great, man. I mean, like, literally level-headed.
Yeah.
A guy that you want in your locker room, because he's like he's kind of like, I don't care about anything else but being there for my teammates, providing for my family, and playing the game that I love. That's what you just feel from him every single time. Just super professional. I seen a couple interviews with Christian Gonzalez today, and the dude is like a lump on a log, man. It's like,
is he?
I'm talking to a tree, bro. Like, are you excited about getting to this next level,
yeah,
sir?
But you're supposed to be the top quarterback drafted, my guy.
Yeah, I mean, not for me. I think he's a 4th round pick at best. But
oh man, boy. Oh boy. Well, we're gonna get this mock draft going so we can kind of hold this under an hour. We got a lot of stuff coming up. I know you got a show coming up. In the next hour or so? So
you
want to plug that real quick?
Yeah, man. If you guys come over to East Coast Gridiron, I know there's not a lot of XFL fans out there, but we've been following XFL all season. Me and my guys. So we got this is the week of the playoffs before the championship. So they have their North and South championship games. So we're going to discuss that. And then at 9:00, for you guys that are just starting to get into college football, we're going to get into some in-depth conversations. And I'm really looking forward to that show, because we got like a little trivia section on college tight ends that I think, will be very educational for some people. But yeah. Okay. But yeah, man, it's gonna be a fun show.
Yeah, tap in for that, and I'll actually be going live with GG Sports after this and Minnesota Sports Talk. I got the times here. That'll be at 8 p.m. Eastern, so that's coming up soon. And then after that, Rap's gonna be. I think Rap's off tonight. Surprisingly, Rap's off tonight. He's gearing up for tomorrow. But we also got Purple and Gold for Days. Justin's going to be live tonight as well. Oh, there he goes. There goes Rap. Rap finally tapping in. Donte fired me over email. Oh, you fire Rap over email, Donte?
Hey, man. He was supposed to come to like 2 XFL shows. And I guess he got busy or something. I was like, "Yo, we're gonna have to move on
uh,
without you, sir. The show
man,
must go on. You're my boy,
man.
but the show must go on."
Yeah, that's on you, Rap. That's on you, Rap. Might say we gonna move forward without you. That's hilarious. Well, we're gonna get this mock going, man. We all know how you guys love mocks.
Yep.
And okay, so I think we're gonna do one quick one. We'll do like a 4-round one, and then we're
Okay.
gonna do a 7-round final mock draft for Purple and Skull Media. This is it. This is who we're gonna draft, guys. We're gonna get every single pick right, all the trades right, and that's what the Vikings are gonna do tomorrow night. So we're gonna start off with this first one. Like I said, I'm gonna do. Let me actually put the screen share on here so you guys can see it. But thank you for tapping in, everybody. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We got the draft set up. Now, should I mess with the sliders here a little bit or just keep them the same? What do you think? I like moving up the randomness a little bit.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, however you want to roll it. I think it's going to be super random. Everybody's mock drafts are going to be totally done by the 3rd pick. So
yeah, so let's
nobody's ever
the
right.
randomness a little bit. Ever. Mel Kiper, all of them, never right. So
the closest one that I've ever seen was when Mike Mayock used to be doing it. That was it.
Yeah, what happened to Mayock? Oh, Mayock, yeah, he went off to Las Vegas.
Yeah, that dude didn't get a fair shot, man. I'll always say that. My boy Mike didn't get a fair shot, and that ruined his confidence. He's sitting in the turtle shell right now, trying to get his life.
All right, Donte. So we hold impact and seeing if Branch falls to us, or I can slow it down and see if possibly a quarterback falls, like a Richardson out of the top 10, possibly, or CJ Stroud.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll see where the chips fall here.
All right, So I slowed it down. Bryce Young goes number 1. CJ Stroud, Jalen Carter, Levis, Anderson. Richardson.
Wow, the Seahawks chose Devin Witherspoon. Okay. I had Christian Gonzalez on my last one going to the Bears, so that's not so random.
Oh, perfect. That's where we want him. If he turns out how you think he's gonna turn out, go right on to Chicago.
Yep.
All right. Oh my God, we gotta pick Njigba, right? Right. Is it even a question, Donte? Brian Branch is there though.
Brian Branch. Man, I'm conflicted.
We got some trade up. Maybe we can trade down. 27th will be the soonest we can pick next.
Oh man,
we be trading down.
I'm hard pressed to say that. Yeah, you got to take Jackson Smith and Jigba here. There's no question. I would not blame you guys.
What do you guys think, man? We got. I mean, obviously, it's gonna be. Too Evil to Hope says Branch. I'm surprised.
I mean, if I'm the GM, I'm going Branch, regardless of how everybody feels.
Well, yeah, it's the need. It's the need. That's the thing.
Jackson Smith and Jigba's not falling to 23, realistically.
Yeah, that's the thing. And if you compare him with Justin Jefferson, Jesus. Somebody pick Quentin Johnston over him. The Ravens pick Quentin Johnston over Smith and Jigba. All right, so I think
that's nutty.
Yeah, that's crazy. So I'm only getting one vote.
The Chargers did. Here. The Chargers skipped out on him too. That's nutty too. Yeah, that's crazy.
The Chargers took Van Ness.
Yeah, you got to think of the talent level of Jackson Smith and Jigba. I mean, Brian Branch is generational to me, but it's hard. It's hard. This is like if me and SK were sitting in the draft room, we're probably like, "Yo, flip a coin." I don't care which one, just flip a coin.
I'll be calling all these teams at 24 and 25. I'd be calling the Giants and the Jags. I'd be like, "Yo, just give me anything to trade back for one pick." And you still might have both of those guys sitting there. Is the crazy part.
Yeah,
but I don't think they'll take anything. So
I don't think the Jaguars would skip out on getting Brian Branch either. So I think. I think both of them are going back to back here, regardless of who you trade up with. I don't think any team would skip out on Jackson Smith and Jigba.
All right, so we're gonna go. Yeah, we're going JSN. That's a tough one though. That's a tough one, especially if you think that Brian Branch is gonna be that generational guy. Yeah. All right,
I
so we
mean,
gotta
I
wait all
think.
the way
Look,
to
I told you
87.
Brian Branch is gonna go to Jaguars.
He went to
Yeah.
Jags.
Yep. I knew it. He was not gonna skip out going there.
Addison to the Bills. Let me see if I can scroll up and see these picks. Yeah, Brian Branch to the Jags. Hendon Hooker to the Packers.
What?
Yeah, Hendon Hooker to the Packers.
That's random.
And let me speed this up a little bit so we're not sitting here forever.
Cody Mock.
So we're looking at corner here, right? At 87.
Yeah.
Obviously looking at corner.
We'll look at defensive line too, but yeah, I think corner here is the way to go.
Hodges Tomlinson, Corey Trice, Michael. Oh, we already got our wide receiver. Don't have to worry about Michael Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's move up to just the corners. Let's look at just the corners first. How do you feel about Nick Herbig? I've been seeing his name around a lot lately, especially when I mock. He's just sitting there. What's your opinion on Nick Herbig?
I mean, to me, he seems like George Karlaftis 2.0, but with not as much upside. Like, I love George Karlaftis coming out of college last year.
Yeah.
Like, I was telling people, I'm like, you might not like him, but he's a workhorse, and people will figure out how to unlock him at the next level, and they did. So, man, you got Eli Ricks and Riley Moss.
And they're a little ways down the cornerback list, too.
Yeah.
Let's see defensive line. Let's see who we got at defensive line. So we got that D line. If we got a Ika should be there. Nope, someone got him. Ajomo's there though.
Yeah. I'd say Moro Jamo right here.
Moro Jamo. You want to see? Let's see who's trying to trade with us. Trying to trade 2 picks back. The Giants. See what we can get back for him. Yeah.
Just 2 picks back.
Just 2 picks back. 87 to 89.
What are they giving us?
Let me see if I can get 128. It's 24% chance. Let's see. They took it. Hell yeah.
Okay. Yep. All right.
Hell yeah.
Jamo's still there? Yep. Jamo's still there. So go and grab your boys.
Oh, they took McKee. Wow, they took Tanner McKee. There's another trade. Oh no, we're not trading down to 125. Definitely not trading. Okay, so we're going to Ajomo here.
Yep, Moro Jamo. Yep.
All right, Ajomo. There we go. Yamo, next pick is 119. Now, are we going to start looking at the quarterbacks here?
I think you start looking at offensive line here. Just seeing who's out there. Yeah.
Ooh, Eli Ricks just came off the board.
All right, so Eli Ricks just came off. Actually, go to linebacker. Let's see what linebacker's looking like. Because you guys just lost Eric Kendricks.
Yep.
So
Dorian Williams.
I like Dorian Williams.
Ivan Pace, Noah Sewell.
Oh, Noah Sewell.
We pick out 128 still, too.
All right, yeah, go to offensive line, because if Noah Sewell is still sitting there, then we're going to snipe him.
Okay.
That's so crazy to me how he's ranked that low.
Interior offensive line? Interior offensive line.
Yeah,
we don't
let's
need
go
tackles.
interior.
City Soy.
Nah, we don't want City Sal.
Andrew Voorhees, Anthony Bradford, Juice Scruggs, John
Get Juice Scruggs here.
You want Juice Scruggs here?
Yeah, because I feel like somebody's gonna grab him soon.
Think so?
Yeah, I think somebody.
That'd be a reach.
You think so?
Yeah,
I like Juice Scruggs.
We're not gonna trade to 153. All right, so you take Juice Scruggs over Dorian Williams and Riley Moss, Ivan Pace.
So who's our second pick?
We pick again at 128. So in 9 more picks.
Yeah, but who's our pick before this again?
Our pick before this was Jomo.
Jomo. All right. Yeah, just go ahead and get Dorian Williams here.
Dorian Williams?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay, so we're going to fill that linebacker need. Still need a corner.
All right.
Still need a corner.
Riley Moss is still there, right?
He should be. Let me see. Yep, Riley Moss
All
is
right.
there.
Yep.
Take
Riley
Riley Moss.
Mm-hmm.
I think Scruggs might be there at 158. I think he might be there at 158. Just have a feeling. Yeah, I think he's still there.
All right. See where Juice Scruggs is.
Ivan Pace is still there too. Dorian Thompson Robinson's still there too.
What's our next pick after? This is our last one, right?
This will be last one because I only did 5 rounds in this one.
I say go Dorian Thompson Robinson.
Kind of got to, right?
Yeah. Just end it out with Dorian
Okay.
Thompson Robinson and just trust that your offensive line stays healthy this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no,
Because they're not bad. They just can't stay healthy.
Yeah, that's our issue, man. We gotta hopefully Ed Ingram kind of takes that next step. It'll help Brad Barrett a lot. Whether it's perfect right now in PNW. Chillin' Bandito. What's good, Bandito?
What up, Bandito?
Welcome in. All right, so let's see our grades. A+ for JSN. B-, B, A. Oh, I got to be my A+ draft. What did I tell you guys? I told you. A+. That's all we do over here. A+. All right, so this is the big draft right here. We're going to do the 7 round.
All right.
That's a solid draft. That's a great draft. So let's get the final one, and then we'll wrap it up after that, guys. This is going to be the 7 round final draft, and I think we're going to trade up on this one.
All right.
So let's keep the randomness at the same. Enter the draft. And I'm going to trade up to number 2 because I think there might be a chance that Bryce Young doesn't go number 1 in this. So let's go to number 2. Actually, no, I think I'm going to be realistic. You think if I were to ask you what's more realistic, trading up for the number 2 or the number 3 pick? What do you think would be more realistic for the Vikings? Because Houston needs a quarterback. Arizona's got their guy.
But I think they also had the 12th pick. Like, scroll down.
Yeah.
Where did they pick? Where did they pick next?
Yeah, it's 12. They pick at 12.
Okay, they picked 12.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, realistically, one of these guys could fall to 12 too, and they would still be okay. Because I think offensive line and defensive line are going to be heavy up till that point.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're okay with trading out of 2.
Okay, let's go 2 then.
Yep.
Let's go for 2. Second, and then obviously the 23rd. I'm sure it'll take our first round next year, our first round in the following year, and let's try and throw Dalvin in there. Oh wow, 99% chance. Can I
actually don't trade there too? Because I'm trying to think about what they would want to do. Trade at 3. Trade at 3 with the Cardinals and give them Dalvin Cook. Yep, I think they'll take
3.
that.
Yeah, they will. Let me see if I can do this. That's second instead of a first. I mean, not like it's going to affect this draft. So let's just put it in. Offer the trade. Boom, they accepted. Vikings are drafting at number 3 now. Let's start this draft and get our quarterback of the future. Bryce Young goes 1. Will Levis goes 2. We got our guy. We got our choice still. Where are we going? CJ Stroud, Anthony Richardson. Because look, if we take CJ Stroud here, I'm turning around and I'm trading Kirk immediately.
Yep.
And I'm gaining more draft capital. CJ Stroud.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so once we get CJ Stroud, I'm going to pause this draft and see if I can move up possibly. All right, CJ Stroud's the pick. Wow, Will Levis to Houston at number 2. Anthony Richardson, number 4. Top 4 quarterbacks go in the top 4 picks. So we actually gave up less to move up to number 3 and still had the choosing of the guys we wanted.
Yep.
All right.
Bijan Robinson to the Jets? That's wild.
Wow. Yeah, talk about randomness. Let's see.
Everything else, not so
Yeah.
random. Nolan Smith
All
going
right.
to the Falcons. I could see that
I wonder.
happening.
I wonder if Washington would be interested in taking Kirk back. What do you think? Let's see.
He never wanted to leave. Realistically, he even came out and said it. He's like, I didn't want to leave. I just wanted to test the market and see what
Okay.
was out there.
Hey, look, they're willing to give us a second straight up. Let's see if we
Oh
get a third
hell yeah!
too. Oh wow. Hold on, wait a minute. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. Nah, they're not gonna give us a first. I tried.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get that second, that third.
Yep, I say that's good enough right there.
Hell, give me that fourth too. No.
Yeah, you could probably get a fifth. Try the fifth.
I just didn't. Oh, they didn't accept it. All right, let's take off that fourth then. So 47 and 97 for Kirk Cousins straight up. We taking that? We got our quarterback, right?
Yep, take it.
Need a second round pick? Let's take it. Sweet. Let's go. We're on the clock. Oh, no, we're not on the clock. We're about to be on the clock. My bad.
I mean, as soon as they choose CJ Stroud, he's immediately calling Kwesi, like, trade me.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Wow. Brian Breesy went at the top of the second round. Mozzie Smith just got taken. Josh Downs.
You're not.
You don't even want to look at anybody else.
Nope. I don't even care about anybody else right now.
Okay. Josh Downs it is. So we're just loading up on offense. Screw the defense.
Screw the defense. Screw the defense.
All right. Josh Downs is the pick. Our next pick is at 87. Then we have 97, 119. We just recouped our entire draft by trading Kirk Cousins.
And I think you do your team a solid by going all defense here. All defense. The next.
Oh yeah, you got to.
The next 5 picks.
Flores is looking at you sideways.
Yeah.
Flores is looking at you sideways at this point. So where are we looking right here? We looking defensive line or corner?
Let's look defensive line. Let's see if Ajamo's there.
If it's between Ajamo and Ika, who would you take?
Sayaki Ika, for sure.
All right, he's not there. Ajamo's there. But I think Ajomo. Oh no, this is about where you take Ajomo. You're right.
Yeah.
So let's take Ajomo. And then we gotta probably go corner here. Maybe Eli Ricks or Riley Moss here, possibly.
See if Eli Ricks is there.
Should be there. What's up with Corey Trice? What's up?
Corey Trice is okay. He's up and down.
Riley Moss and Eli Ricks are still there.
Take Riley Moss.
Sell
some jerseys.
I know, right?
Sell some jerseys.
All right, Riley Moss. We got 119, 158, and 211 left. Eli Ricks just came off the board. Dorian Williams came off the board right before us.
All right, let's look at our linebackers. Let's see what's going on.
No corner. Oh, yeah, we got our corners. My bad.
Got our corner.
Linebacker. Ivan Pace.
Okay.
Cam Jones.
Ivan Pace, for sure.
Ivan Pace here. Next pick is at 158. I wonder if DTR's. I know we don't need DTR. We just traded for a quarterback. What are we talking about here, son?
You still could go and grab another quarterback and make your quarterback room good.
I don't think you do that to a guy like CJ Stroud. I don't know if you do that.
I would. I'd put Marte Mapu. Mapu right there. Yeah.
You big on him?
I love him. He's my number 5 safety.
Okay.
What up, Marcos?
So hold on, we got. Let me see. Make sure we got our covers. We got our wide receiver. We obviously got our quarterback. We got our D line. We got our linebacker. And we got our corner. Yeah, we're just stacking up on that defense
for the future.
But I'm just thinking because we have Lewis Seen though. People forget we have Lewis Seen. So
yeah, but as soon as Lewis Seen come in, Harrison Smith gonna be out the next year probably.
Yeah, true. You're right. Let's go Mapu.
Let's go. Yeah, you just go depth here.
All right, in 211, we're down to our last pick. This is the last pick of the Minnesota Vikings draft in 2023. These are the guys we're going to take. We're gonna get CJ Stroud. We're gonna get Josh Down. We're gonna trade Kirk Cousins.
Let's see
back
who's
to
looking
Washington.
Let's see what the halfbacks are looking like.
Mo. We going Big Mo?
Ooh, if Muhammad Ibrahim is there, bring him home.
Travis Dye.
I don't care about Travis Dye.
Mo
is sitting there. Bring him home.
Hey, Evan Hull is from Minnesota as well. He's a Minnesota.
Yeah, but
native.
he's small. Mo. Yeah, he's small.
He ain't Mo.
I like Evan Hull, but he's small.
So we're bringing Mo Ibrahim back home, and this is your mini 23 draft, guys. Mark it down. Write the picks down. I'm releasing them 24 hours before the actual draft. So make sure you guys have them in front of you so you can check them off as we draft all of these players, these exact players, and CJ Stroud. So let's grade our draft. Let's grade it. What do we got here, PFF? What we got here? A B for CJ Stroud. What? C+. Wow, they gave us a B. Dang, look
at that A- though for Marte Mapu though.
Yeah. You were right.
That's straight.
You're right.
I don't mind the middle of our draft having a C and a C+ there.
Yeah.
Because the third and fourth round are like the hardest rounds to draft in. And you just hope that good players like Ivan Pace and Marte Mapu fall there. And they're going to hate on Muhammad Ibrahim.
Moss. Yeah, we got an A for Riley Moss last time. We took him at, I think, 119. So, you know, that it shows you how, even they are with these.
That's a company move. We got to sell the Moss jerseys again.
Hey,
you know what I'm
saying? Hey, no, you're right. You're completely right. I was looking at it as there's a lot of Vikings fans that are also Iowa fans. But no, it makes sense. Riley Moss.
Imagine you already know Randy Moss. I mean, R Moss again.
Yeah.
Randy would like we gotta endorse the white boy. You know what I'm saying? He would seriously say that. He would say that. He'd be all for it.
Oh yeah. So this is your draft, you guys. How you think we did? Go ahead and grade it yourself. I'm gonna stop sharing that so you can see our beautiful faces before we get out of here. Marcos, welcome in. But thank you guys for tuning in, man. We got to get up out of here. We got some more work to do. It's Draft Mania, and it started a day early. So I got a live in about an hour with GG Sports. I believe you got a live in an hour as well on the
in about 27 minutes. So
there we go. So we got to get up out of here. Donte, I appreciate you for tapping in with me, man. It's always a pleasure. Make sure you guys go hit that subscribe button for East Coast Gridiron, a lot of great content. And hit that subscribe button for Purple and SKOL'd Media, Purple and Gold for Days, Purple Pocket Podcast, Minnesota Sports Talk, GG Sports Podcast, all of them. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. We appreciate your guys' support. And stay tuned because we are going to be back live again in an hour. Appreciate you guys. Boy, SK, Donte from ECG. Peace out, y'all.
See you guys.